At long last, one of My Hero Academia's longest plot points that many thought Horikoshi-sensei forgot about has gotten a continuation. Toru, aka Invisible Girl, is the traitor in UA. There's been a lot of speculation for years now on who it could be. Almost everyone in the school had some form of theory wrote up on them by the community, Kaminari being one of the most famous among them. Personally, I always thought it was Mineta. I felt he could easily act like a pervert and a fool to deceive people. He always had cameras and other gadgets throughout the series. I mean, we never did get to see his room when all of the students had their rooms revealed. But anyways, regardless of fan theories, Horikoshi-sensei has decided it is Toru that will indeed be the traitor. Now, as I covered in my video earlier last week, Toru was indeed a suspect as a traitor. There has been signs she definitely was one, because of this scene right here with the mall. Thanks to this panel, it caused Izuku to meet up with Shigaraki, which is what gave Shigaraki his motive to begin with. Everything is about All Might, and technically this chapter kind of circles back around to that, where everything is about All Might, and everything needs to be destroyed, anyone that knows about All Might or thinks about All Might. So we can't say necessarily that Toru being a traitor came out of nowhere. Also, it doesn't help that Toru having a quirk that's literally invisibility helps with reconnaissance for All for One. Now, just because it's obvious that Toru was a traitor doesn't inherently make it bad. Foreshadowing is important for story and world building. Without it, some twists can fall flat on its back. So you can commend Horikoshi-sensei for the setup on that. However, I have a problem with Toru being the traitor, and I don't know if it's the same reason as everyone else, but I'm going to explain my personal reason. Toru is the weakest character in terms of characterization in Class A. The only other contender is Koda, but he has some moments to shine unlike Toru. Toru has repeatedly been lacking any form of character development or characterization throughout 300 plus chapters of My Hero Academia. Now obviously with the traitor reveal, we are about to find out more about Toru, but my problem with that is Toru won't be known for a character in Class A, but oh, it's the traitor Invisible Girl. That's my main problem with it. What made traitor theories so compelling throughout the years wasn't who it was, but why are they the traitor? That's what makes the Kaminari theory stand out amongst the community. Why would they choose to serve a villain like All for One when they have such a good life in UA? Toru was the obvious choice not just because of the quirk, but the lack of development to begin with. You could chalk her entire motive potentially up to, I just want to be visible, as why she serves All for One. It's so bare-boned, it's saddening if that indeed turns out to be the motive. Now there's always a possibility that Toru isn't young at all and could be a high-end Nomu in disguise. We have never seen her face if you think about it, and that would be cool, but once again, my earlier problems still stand because of the lack of characterization. Like, imagine this. Hypothetically, imagine if Ida turned out to be a traitor. After everything, after the whole Stain plotline, it would absolutely hit people in the gut. It would lead to a lot of discussion and make people wonder why a straight-laced character like Ida would do that. Toru has had no discussions at all. Nobody is attached to her, and the only thing people care about is her fan service. That's pretty much about it. And so, when you look at the entire ordeal centered around Toru, she is a character that is just wasted potential. There was so much time with 300 chapters to really build upon her to set up the traitor reveal. Even if it was obvious, Horikoshi could have given us something with her character. Maybe fake parents, to a fake sibling, to just finding out a little bit more about what she does when she is not, at school. Little things like that, just little things that could build up into lies, and eventually you see these lies compound and break, and you're like, holy crap, it actually is the traitor. I would have loved something like that, and I think many of the community would have loved that too, but obviously we have not gotten that. We just have the traitor plot thread thrown on us because it's like, oh, it's the easiest character to do since she literally is a blank slate with no personality whatsoever besides being invisible. So yeah, that's the truly heartbreaking thing about all this. Anyways, let's move on, because I'm getting on a tangent. Let's talk about Toga. She makes a reappearance in My Hero Academia chapter 335 after being gone for a long time. Toga is apparently just there now, with Shigaraki, Spinner, and All for One. Seems like the whole Toga being AWOL plotline was shortened or cut. The whole point of her being out there was because, one, she was left behind, and two, because of her personal mental troubles she was facing thanks to Twice's death. I feel like I'm becoming a broken record here, but it once again shows something is going on with My Hero Academia behind the scenes. It really feels rushed. Yes, I know it's the final act, but it feels like Horikoshi-sensei is just speed blitzing to the ending. Toga had so much setup with her last encounter with Ochako, and I mean, hell, even 10 to 15 chapters ago, there was an entire huge segment with Ochako having a speech about, just learning from your mistakes and wanting to make people smile, and she even thought about Toga and how Toga wasn't smiling, and that Ochako got, really hurt by that. So it was clear about 15 chapters ago, Horikoshi really wanted to focus in on the Toga plotline. But between that time and now, something has obviously shifted where he cut that. He sped that entire development up very quickly, or at least sped up her being AWOL, really having to take some time to focus on what she needs to do. It made you wonder if she would contemplate trying to change her ways, or even trying to speak with Izuku, but we never got that. But on top of that, does Shigaraki even know Twice is dead? I mean, that whole topic has just fallen off, and I know Shigaraki is going through some stuff, but you would think Toga would say something. I mean, literally, she was a character that tried to talk with, Ochako, and it was not good timing to talk with Ochako. And so, she is a character that is known to just say things and not wait for the proper timing to do so. And also, just having Toga appearing in the background without it being focused on is also a very weird decision. You'd think Spinner or All for One would be like, "Welcome back, Toga," or something. So yeah, the Toga stuff is just awkward, to say the least. But moving on to All for One's speech, it's pretty simple. He tells Dabi he has no friends and he's a loser in comparison. Speaking of Dabi, what is this panel? Legit, I was laughing for 10 minutes at this. Like, what is going on here? I don't know what's wrong with it, but it looks off. Now, as for the UA side of things for the chapter of My Hero Academia, All Might states the class has grown strong and are hatched eggs, saying they are now ready to face Shigaraki and All for One. Personally, I don't know about that All Might. Shigaraki legit fought a deity. Even being weakened, I doubt Class A will do much against him. Overall, the chapter is easily one of the weakest chapters of the entire year, in my personal opinion, and I did enjoy the chapter, but some moments really did muddle certain plot threads for the story, and I want to continue having faith in Horikoshi-sensei, but I am worried. I am worried that something is really going on behind the scenes, and something that is either Horikoshi's having problems, or editor meddling, maybe Shonen Jump just wants the series done. I don't really know, but it feels like something is going on, because something about My Hero recently just does not feel exactly like My Hero. It feels like it's really taken a sharp turn down a direction that's foreign. That doesn't feel like how the manga's felt for 300 chapters. It feels so different, and I don't know what is going on, but something has obviously happened, and I am worried about that. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and subscribe if you want more of my content to appear in your YouTube feed. I love you all, and be safe. Chibi out.